Hi, everyone. My name is Tracy. I am here to let you know that my house in Lexington, South Carolina, is in the process of being stolen. I'm going to get straight to the point, and I'm coming to you for your assistance. So let me share my screen. Okay, so this document here. Okay, so this document here um, is what was submitted to the judge. Okay, it's called a proposed order. I'm going to read it as you can look along with me. So it says, pursuant to South Carolina Code 15-30, inclusive of the cumulative 7-page file document roster, U.S. Bank National orchestrated a frivolous foreclosure lawsuit that lacks factual basis with the intent to harass and embarrass defendant Tracy L. Green, hereafter Mitchum Green. Furthermore, U.S. Bank National acts have compromised the sacredness of the judicial process and positioned many for additional litigation. A referral for criminal probe and investigation is warranted. First, U.S. Bank National into procedure to all recovery standalone, unable to resume making current monthly mortgage payments as specified in the July 23rd, 2021 HUD 21-115 Public Release Notice. Federal Housing Administration announces additional COVID-19 recovery options for homeowners. Though Mitchum Green notified U.S. Bank National of its non-compliance to federal procedure, U.S. Bank National continued in its unlawful pursuit to harass and 9th, 2021. Instead of correcting its error, Mitchum Green to submit another comprehensive application for mortgage assistance, which is comprehensive in nature. After not receiving a response to the federally mandated loan modification on December 6, 2021, Mitchum Green sent a follow-up email to U.S. Bank National Association requesting a loan modification as per FHA guidelines again. And again in mid-February 2022 with the request to clarify the need for her to submit another application. Mitchum Green to contact HUD FHA on February 18, 2022 to assist in conflict resolution. U.S. Bank filed this foreclosure lawsuit 14 days later. Criminal probing is warranted to determine if the basis of this frivolous lawsuit is in retaliation reporting the conflict to federal agencies. U.S. Bank National tried by notifying her of its intent to secure summary judgment by acquisition of her home. The currently contested property located at 123 Cardinal Pines Drive, Lexington, South Carolina, 29073, without due process, which is unlawful. In response, Mitchum Green, 95-page document, notice of home acquisition, was delayed filed on September 1st, 2022, in which she poses the following question. If U.S. Bank National has acquired the rights to 123 Cardinal Pines Drive, Lexington, South Carolina, dated July 2022, and not filed with the court, then why now has U.S. Bank National scheduled a meeting filed August 18th, 22, with the Honorable James O. Spence, Master in Equity, for the purpose of taking testimony, finding of facts and conclusions of law, and to enter final judgment therein without further order of the court. Has not U.S. Bank National already obtained a final judgment without lawful judicial process? As a result, the following changes occurred. The September 13th, 2022 foreclosure hearing was canceled and a status conference held in its place. And this case was stricken from the active roster less than 48 hours later by Your Honor Walter J. McLeod, a different judge not presiding over the case, ultimately resulting in direct non-compliance to directives given by Master in Equity James Spence during the status conference. It was an agreement between the plaintiff and caused this case to be referred to the Master in Equity. Mitchum Green never consented to this case transfer. These occurrences have not, as a stipulation of this case being moved to the inactive roster at 10:43 p.m., failure to submit motion and order within 180 days of the date of the filing of this order shall result in the case being dismissed without prejudice for non-compliance. So dismissed, the case shall not be restored, but must be refiled to around March 14th, 20 as the dismissal date for plaintiff non-compliance. As documented in Mitchum Green 4, defendant's response and rebuttal to summary judgment, response to email communications, motion for recusal, and change of venue from state to federal jurisdiction with federal investigation into active terrorism. The order restoring case to active 1:56 p.m. I read that equates to around March 14th, 2023 as the dismissal date for plaintiff non-compliance. The order restoring case February 28th, 2023 was filed February 2nd, 2024, 1:56 p.m. Mitchum Green questioned as to why this case had not been dismissed due to not being restored this case had not been dismissed due to not being restored by a response. For example, on February 25th, 2024, all online documents had been removed, i.e. not downloadable. In addition, descriptions of this defendant's documents have been changed to just quote unquote filing /other, whereas U.S. Bank important to note here fully and against Judge McLeod's order moved this case to an active roster and said the resumption of the case when U.S. Bank National was aware of the federal court cases occurring simultaneously, particularly the Supreme Court of the United States. This court has already acknowledged this is against standard procedure. February 6, 2024, in which time summary judgment was said to be filed by U.S. Bank National on February 7, 2024, with a status conference summary judgment proceeding instead of a hearing being set for February 27, 2024, one day after the respondent's brief of opposition is due to Supreme Court of the United States. Again, this court has already acknowledged concurrent state in violation of standard procedure. Based on the proposal with accomplices, succeeded its original intent to harass and embarrass Mitchum Green by stealing her home under the guise of this frivolous foreclosure, as it was U.S. Bank National that failed to follow HUD/FHA guidelines. Further, U.S. Bank persistently circumvented state and federal rules requiring a U.S. Bank National to respond to Mitchum Green's timely filed discovery requests. To date, Mitchum Green is still waiting on responses. U.S. Bank National has walked to the beat of its own drum with copies of all documents it says it filed, including the state level proceedings in federal courts, though mandated by the South Carolina Rules of Civil Procedure and federal rules. U.S. Bank National purported itself to be in compliance and defended Mitchum Green out of compliance with the terms outlined in the proposed order, requesting foreclosure of Mitchum Green's property. This court finds these are willful violations of standard procedure on state and federal levels. Again, let me put a caveat here. This is a proposed order that I submitted to the judge for review. This is this document he rejected. Okay. But we're going to continue with this. I'm reading this to you so that you understand what's going on. All right. That's cool. In addition, U.S. Bank National has caused harm to Mitchum Green as aforementioned, and including Mitchum Green's attached rebuttal to U.S. Bank National summary judgment. It is because of like occurrences that Mitchum Green justifiably believes her safety will be jeopardized if she returns to South Carolina. Thus, it is others accountable. I'm going to stop here. I'm giving you it being documented in the records. The judge granted the plaintiff, which is U.S. Bank National, summary judgment, basically saying that I owe them. This is the total debt here. $150,213. I wanted to show you. I am wanting to show you where you can get access to the document. This is Lexington County Public Index. So when you go on to look up the then where it says case number, you will put 2022 CP 3200784. Okay, then you leave everything else as it is. Come down to search. All right. I'm not sure what's going on with the site, but it appears to be down. Well, this is where you will get the documents. The order that I just to provide the order. So, words of prayer. I know that God is still God. I ask your prayers. Yes, I do believe. I believe in Jesus. What is occurring is unlawful. God knows. Now I have let the public know. And I'm asking you to get involved. God bless you. And thank you for taking the time to hear me. While we're waiting on that, let me, before I let you go, I need to give you information. Those of you who are willing to donate and assist, I'm going to give you the information where you could send donations out of what they say that I owe. Again, it's $150,000, $150,213.73, I believe. I'll get this to pull up. With the information. That's why I'm waiting on it to pull up. I can. I'm not sure why it's not coming up, but it's coming up on my phone. So maybe I can. Hope this works. Oh, there it is. So here's the information. This house helps 7 at outlook.com. If you want to send a donation, you can send it to this address, Tracy Mitchum Green, PO Box 521, Yonkers, New York 10710. I will tell you, I've had issues with mail tampering. The United States Postal Service is aware, but that's been an issue. Hopefully that will come back up. Okay, while we're waiting on that. All right, while we're waiting on that one, here's the one on my phone. The Zelle is Tracy. If you want to send it via Zelle, that probably will be the BRACIE space capital L space no period, just capital L space Green, GREEN. Again, Tracy L Green, Tracy space capital L space Green, GREEN. And lastly, it'll come up. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Information 2-3 Cardinal Pines 2-3. South Carolina property in Jesus' name.